All right, friends, welcome back to the farm. Did a run this morning and got a bunch of stuff. This stuff needs to go in the barn, and I need to build some shelves first. So I'm not going to take you guys on that journey, but when I get done, I'm going to unload this truck, show you what I have. Be right back. Let's get started unloading the truck. If you notice, when I started, the sun was back over there. Now it's way over there. So I've spent a lot of time building what I'm calling monster shelf inside. I'll take you guys inside later and do that and show you that. But right now I wanted to get through unloading this stuff because the evening is creeping up on me. I'm all dusty and dirty and I need to get a shower and get dinner and stuff like that. So let's get unloading this truck. Bee supplies is what I have. All right, first on the list are these tubs. These tubs, I don't want to set that on there, put it where it goes. These tubs, I don't know how it happened, but there's bees in there. They found some way to get in there. So I'm going to let them go home. They're all probably fat and happy right now because they've been eating honey all day long. But this is basically, I'll grab this frame out of here. This, my buddy made this, and when you cut the honey out, you extract the honey, you're left with a frame that's got honeycomb in it, like this. And hang on just a second. That's good. So you're left with a frame that's got this in it. You extract it, but oh man, that's good. But there's still some honey left in there. So you can put your frame in here, and it'll drip honey out of there. And there's a pretty good amount of honey in there. Excuse me. When you do that, you got to spit the wax out. So that's a way to get a little bit extra honey. And there you go. So here's just the same thing. Here's a, oh, hey, oh, look at, there's a bee in there too. Hey, how did you get in there? How did you get in there? You and your sister working hard. There is a lot. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That's good. Oh, that's good. So there's what a frame looked like. Well, it won't look like that. That's a little older, but you cut the caps off that and you let it drain. So, all right, ladies, time to go home. Time to go home. Come on. Yes, I'm talking to you. Come here. Come on. Come on. You can do it. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a bee on your hand right there. She's been eating all day. She's probably a little frustrated because she's been trapped in this thing. She couldn't figure out how to get back out, but she will reorient her. She'll clean it up a little bit. Let me show you guys this so she don't fly away. She's cleaning up back legs a little bit. Yeah. Bees are real docile if they're not threatened and they don't think you're trying to get anything. She's just sitting there cleaning herself up. She's probably a little hot in there. There you go. She's giving me a good show right there. She's got a little butt pointed at me. Hopefully that's in focus for you guys. She's just cleaning up. Getting her whiskers there, or what are they, antler thingies? Back legs. She's really working in back legs. Yeah, stretching out. Getting ready to fly. She don't use her legs to fly though. Oh, dang. Let's have a hive stand. Get the hive on there. Pretty self-explanatory. Here's a frame. Some of this stuff needs cleaned up, but you know, that's okay. Can do. Got a filter here. Goes on top of the thing in there. Lid for my container. Various tops. So here's a queen excluder. This queen excluder works. So you put it on the top of a super, and it keeps the queen down below down here, and then she can't go up into the hive, the honey supers. So she's not laying eggs up there, but the worker bees can pass through here, and then they'll just put pure honey up in there, and then the queen stays down below. So got several of these. You need, you know, different lids and things. This miscellaneous items too numerous to list. This is bent wired foundation. So this is what you take, this foundation and a frame. Now this frame's too big, but this foundation slips down into a slot in here, and it hangs in there, basically. Yeah, so you'd have a thing, and then the bees will build their comb off of this. This is a honeycomb pattern beeswax. Bunch of frames that need cleaned up. I'm going to run these inside. Another box of small cell foundation. Nice. So this has a this is just a old turkey fryer, but it's got a special valve on it that opens up and pours honey out of, and it keeps it from dripping and stuff like that. So that's about a $50 valve, I think I heard. So this big thing is an extractor. It's got a basket in there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got a expanded metal basket in there, and you just slide your frame of honey down in there. You put a couple in there, and then you spin it, and the centrifugal force will pull the honey out of the frame. And when that's done, you turn it around and do it to the other side, and you drain the honey out in the valve down here into your collection vessel. And then this also works as a storage tank too. These are what the bees will build comb off of. You put that on your hive. This is had that before, the sheet and the frame. These need a little cleaned up, but they're still pretty good condition. That's probably about it. A lot of boxes, which is good because I can expand my my number of beehives that I have. But this is probably the last item I'm going to share with you guys. This is the Swarminator 200 right there by Hoosierville Farm. I tried to look it up online. That doesn't seem to be in business, but I'll try again. Maybe there's some YouTube videos or something. The basic concept behind this is when you have a beehive that swarms, meaning the queen leaves with about half the hive and leaves a new queen in the other half of the hive, you can go get those bees and start a new hive with them. Well, the traditional way is to take a hive body out there, take a cardboard box, and you basically knock them into this box somehow, or maybe you try and move them in there. You get the queen in there, and then the others will follow or whatever. That works okay if the bees are relatively close to the ground. But with the Swarminator 200, you can actually use a vacuum cleaner, like a shop vac, and you put it on this end where there's a little fitting there, and there's a screen, and you got a gate right here that you can adjust the vacuum. You can open or close it to make the vacuum less and then do whatever. So keep that in mind, because you'll adjust that depending on how big your vacuum is, your shop vac or whatever it is. And you have this screen here. You have a screen over that opening, so bees can't get in here or into the shop vac. So that goes on top. And then you have a small box here with frames on it ready to go, and you might even put in some that have already been drawn out, make the bees, you know, a little more welcome, a home gift there for their new home. And then so that's the next layer down, and then this is the bottom, and it's got a, now this is part I need to look up, make sure I'm getting this right, but this right here is vented. So after you get your bees in there, I guess you put this back on here. But before you get the bees in there, you slide this out of the way, and when you turn your vacuum on, there will be a vacuum right here. Remember, that sits there. This goes on top of it, and then this fits right here, and then you put a strap around it to keep it all together. So you got your shop vac over here, pulling vacuum here. That vacuum comes down through here and comes out here. Then you get just your standard like vacuum hose that comes on, you know, a shop vac. You fit that in there, and then you attach it to the end of this, and then you can reach up into high places and vacuum out bees. So, you know, you can get pretty high up, and if, you know, you just add more sections and you can go higher and higher. And if you had a little step ladder or something, you know, if you had a 6-foot step ladder, and this is a little over 6 foot, maybe it's 7 foot, and then, you know, you could probably get up 12, 15 feet pretty easy with just a 6-foot step ladder. So you're vacuuming in the bees, and you want to make sure that the vacuum is just right. So that's when you adjust up here, and you can create more vacuum and less vacuum. You want just enough to get the bees without injury, and they'll tumble in there. Bees are pretty tough creatures, believe it or not. And then, so it sucks the bees in the bottom and sort of draws them up. But, you know, when they get into this big voluminous cavity, there's not a lot of vacuum in here. The vacuum's only really in the smaller parts. So as they come in here and they're like, well, where are we at now? They'll find the nice comb in there, and the frames and the foundation in there, and then they're like, well, hey, this isn't too bad of a place. And then you get the queen in there, and they're all attracted to the queen. And then once you've got the majority of your bees in there, you just turn off your vacuum, or leave it on, unplug here and put your little screen down there, and close that off. And there's a strap around this holding this all together, and then you leave it there for a couple of hours maybe. So if there's any stray bees, they'll send scouts out looking for new homes, and when they come back, they'll just be attracted to this. They'll stick around because they can smell the queen in here. And then you come back a couple hours, you pick it up, you put it in your truck, and you take it home. And that's how you get a swarm. All right, so I'm going to edit up this video, and I actually went up to the hive earlier and videoed some stuff. So let me see what I got. There might be some really cool stuff. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at any of the video, but I'll edit that in after this. See you guys. All right, up here at the hive, doing some stuff. I'm showing you guys some stuff I got today, and I thought I'd edit in some gratuitous bee footage. So up at the hive, it's in the 50s today. It's nice and sunny. There's a few flowers out. I see some flowers down the way, so they're probably out getting a little bit of pollen. But I had these frames. They were sitting in here in the hive body, and I really would like them to get them cleaned out. And so I'm setting out here, and they're finding them. This little lady's working hard. You ever pet a bee? Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll edit that out. It scared me. At any rate. So set these frames out so they'll clean them up. They'll come out, pull all the honey out of them. These are capped cells right here, and these would be uncapped cells. When they get it full of honey or whatever, pollen, they'll actually cap it with a wax cap, a beeswax cap, and it'll stay there. And then when they need more honey inside the hive, they'll go and they'll cut the cap off, and then they'll pull the honey out of there. This honey actually looks like it's weeping out. Yeah, it's sitting in, oh, it tastes so good. Sitting in the sun. There's one. She's going to town, getting all that honey out of there. So let me zoom you guys in here. I've got the stereo. Oh, look, she's got pollen. She's been a busy bee. She's got her bee pants on, her pollen pants. Good girls. So let me see if I can set you guys on here. I've got stereo turned on, so we'll see. Try not to make any. Oh, hey, that's not good. We'll let them settle back down. So I've got the stereo turned on. I'll see if I can set you guys there. I don't think it's going to do it. And it's not just going to set. Well, I'll hold you guys there. If you guys have stereo going or you have headphones on, you might comment and see if you can hear the stereo. I've not played around with the stereo mode on this GoPro too much. There's another one with her pollen pants on. She's coming in. No. Oh, there's one with pollen pants. See that greenish yellow sort of clump of things on the rear leg below the wing? That's pollen. They go out and get nectar from the flowers, and in that process they'll get pollen. She just made her way inside. They'll get pollen on their legs, or they'll store. They've got pollen sacks. They'll put pollen into their legs, sacks on their legs, and bring it back to the hive so they can use it. Getting a little busier up here. Flies are in there too, but I guess that's what you get.